So yeah, I think yeah, I I was talking about the fact that they went to so much trouble to make it movie-like, to really make you feel like you're actually playing through a Star Wars movie, not just reusing stuff that we've already seen, but an actual um, new paradigm, I guess. New characters, new ships, new everything, and they made it authentic. I I love the KOTOR games, the Knights of the Old Republic games, but whenever they did something that was a little bit um, unique, more unique than taking inspirations from the movies, it tended to be their own thing rather than something that really seemed like the 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 original hexalogy. I think I'm going to call it that. The original six movies, and the games that followed and and accompanied, I guess, the Disney movies. Um, Tended to just imitate the Disney stuff. And well, I'm less fond of the aesthetic, so it didn't quite work for me. Even games which I acknowledge are absolutely and unambiguously great games like Jedi Fallen Order, although I have my issues with this game, but it doesn't really take away my first experience with it. Anyway, back to Outlaws. Yeah, it's finally having a narrative-driven story about a thief in the Star Wars universe is something I really wanted to for a long time. There's a Sonia Solo who worked on that game. Really appropriate name. And a Maimuna Fisher. Nice. Okay. So yeah, this is my kind of game. I'm really fond of thieves, sneaky characters, assassins, but mainly thieves is really what I'm interested into, and I was a little bit distraught when this game got really undeserved hate for being a Ubisoft game, being a Star Wars game after Star Wars fatigue settled in. It's a game that got criticized a lot for things that were not really problems, or not really problems of the game. I think a lot of people thought this was basically Assassin's Creed Valhalla with a Star Wars coat of paint, and it couldn't be further from the truth. They really did that with a lot of care, and they listened to criticism as well. I remember people being completely they thought it was insane that Kay would just drop pickup weapons. When I first played the game, they hadn't introduced this. I think they only started. They only added this possibility in November, and I completed this game sometime in October. So yeah, it's really nice seeing how it evolved. and how they fixed the few things that actually needed fixing. But it was a great experience before, and I had even more fun here. And I really want to do something like an epilogue episode, so that I get to to finally unlock everything. And yeah, that Stormtrooper thing is Death Trooper thing is really not sitting well with me. Because come on, you have endless waves, don't have invincible enemies, that sucks. Anyway, yeah, aside from that, the writing as well is something I wanted to talk about, but didn't really get enough time to do so. I love how much effort went into creating characters and their motivations and everything. And it's weird to say, but I was starved for that kind of effort and risk-taking after watching so many of the other Star Wars movies. For me, Rogue One and Solo: A Star Wars Story are the only, out of the 5 Disney feature films, they're the only ones which really went through all that effort. And I suppose no one really likes concept characters that don't really, Rey, Finn, Kylo. I want to say Poe got a little more development in Star Wars 8, and some background in Star Wars 9. I guess I could actually watch a series about this guy. I haven't followed. I don't think it's a thing, but anyway, what was there? Yeah, also, I want to say something about Kay's appearance. I remember having some interesting discussions on Reddit with people that were weirdly arguing that somehow it was a bad thing that that Kay had a weird hairstyle and the a broken nose, I suppose. And I like interesting faces. I understand people who are. I understand how people are used to seeing top models in very beautiful people in Hollywood movies and everything. But personally, I like it when there's a little bit of change. And especially in video game characters. I main Bonnie in Payday 2. And I started maining her because her build kind of reminded me of Coach. But that's such an unusual character to have in a video game. And Kay isn't exactly on that same level. She's I do think she's quite pretty, and having blemishes on your skin and a nose that's visibly broken or something like this, and a weird, unusual hairstyle. Doesn't really take away from the fact that actually the Humberly Gonzalez, I think, the voice actor who also provided the inspiration for Kay's feature, actually looks really good. So yeah, I like her a thief having a more thug-like appearance, if that makes sense. And the fact we associate how to call these distinctive features, damage, facial damage, I guess, with thugs is already real life people who are nice and don't have anything to who are not thugs, who are not criminals in real life, sometimes have facial scars, and you know, it's nice to have a little variety from time to time. So I really never understood why people were so hung up with Kay's appearance. And what's there? The music. I want to say the music in this game is probably my favorite music out of all the Star Wars media from after Episode 2. Episode 2 has this the theme of Anakin and Padme, which I absolutely love. I think it's really beautiful. And you know, there are some memorable themes from the other movies. Race theme, da 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 da. That's cool. It's fun. But I much prefer the offering here. Oh, and there's also Chicken in the Pot. The weird song sung by the guy that looks like Boss Nock in Solo: A Star Wars Story. Yeah, this one I really liked. But for the most part, I don't really find reorchestration of the old themes to be something really interesting. And yeah, you know, that even in Star Wars 3, there's not been anything really like Duel of the Fates or Learn About the Force, you know, that kind of music. But at least that's how I feel about this movie, which I think I've mentioned several times already. I'm a fan of the prequels. I enjoy it. I enjoy these films as a group, but my favorites are really episodes 1 and episode 2, and especially episode 2. And I suppose that's mainly because I was at the right age to appreciate stuff like the Clone Wars and everything that surrounded, you know, all the Clone Wars era stuff. Yeah, I'm a little bit sad that we're probably never getting a sequel to this. Although, I'm sort of grateful for this game to have been the testing grounds for stuff that we now have in Assassin's Creed. And yeah, I guess I can't complain because at least we've had this game. So many projects like this have been cancelled. The most recent one I think I can think of would be 1313. a video game that was cancelled when Disney bought the rights to LucasArts and Lucasfilms, but LucasArts in particular. And actually, them ending LucasArts is such a shame, because they haven't been only making Star Wars games. Stuff like Monkey Island or Full Throttle. And I'm trying to think of the other ones, because I do remember some really good stuff. But yeah, I don't want to make a mistake and misattribute something to them. Anyway, what was I trying to say? Yeah, the Star Wars Underworld. Star Wars Underworld was the project that much later. That it's provided the technology that much later resulted in the Mandalorian, and made series cheaper, more affordable. That started with a project about the Underworld on Coruscant during the Empire, I think, because we see some stormtroopers in the videos. Yeah, basically, every cool stuff either has been about outlaws and smugglers and thieves and that kind of stories. They were either canned or sabotaged, like Solo: A Star Wars Story. So, and even then, Solo and Outlaws didn't really perform that well at launch. That would be an understatement, actually. So, I don't know. I think at least I can be thankful that they were actually released. They did come to existence, and we can't say the same for other earlier projects. And also, they were good, they were fun. Solo is a fun movie. This game is fun to play. I've tried a little bit of Lethal Alliance, Lethal Alliance on the PSP. I would probably have loved that game to death if it had released around. If I had it at around the time when it released, but this wasn't the case, and now it's a lot more dated. So I don't think I appreciate it as fully as I could have. Those credits are much longer than I had anticipated. I knew a lot of people were working on this, but it's actually crazy that it's still going. I expected to be something like 3 no, not 3 minutes, 10 minutes rather, over my planned time to end the video. And I guess let me see. Did I say everything I wanted to? Nyx, there's something I need to say about Nyx as well. Nyx makes this game for me. Usually, when I look at it at a stealth game, I'm trying to think, did it come up with its own thing? Did it introduce anything new to the genre? And I used to think Splinter Cell, for example, didn't introduce anything new, because Shadows had been done before, shooting enemies with gadgets, mobility. It had been done differently, but when you had games like Tenchu, like Metal Gear Solid, and Thief, and I think it even borrowed some stuff from Hitman. Not really sure about this one. Anyway, and later I realized actually Chaos Theory had introduced asynchronous fighting, where the enemy can lose track of you and keep firing in the location where they think you are, giving you the opportunity to deal with them while they're chasing ghosts. And Outlaws specifically, I looked at it and I felt like I'm having a lot of fun with its stealth, but is there something it does that no other game does? And there's Nyx. Nyx is not just a distraction, it's a distraction that you can use in a delayed manner. It provides you with cues that are entirely diegetic. It will react to stuff to tell you, hey, you might want to steal this. He will you can use him to both distract, attack, take out enemies. A creature like this is something I hadn't really seen anywhere else. I suppose there's the birds in the various Assassin's Creed series, in the various Assassin's Creed games. I suppose starting from Origins, and ending with Valhalla. No, with Mirage. There's no bird in Shadows. And yeah, the Nyx expanded those uses so much that it's a completely different thing than a temporary distraction. He's much more versatile, and you can precisely pinpoint where he's going to distract people. I'm also thinking of the Game of Thrones RPG. I suppose this one is not as well known as other stuff, but in this one you could play as the people who can take control of beasts, and one of them controls his dog, and I think you can make him bark at set places to distract enemies. That's the closest I can think to something like Nyx, and it's an entirely different system. It's not exactly used for stealth, actually, because you have to do an awful lot of fighting in that game. And well, yeah, that's really the thing I appreciated about Outlaws in terms of stealth. You know what I think? and you'll know before me at this point what I decided to do. But these credits are so long, I think I'm going to split them as entirely separate. So you don't have to listen to me ramble about the game while after you're done. Actually, I wonder if I'm going to mark this one as filler, because there's the epilogue scene. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll try to make sense of that, to edit everything together so that it's watchable. Okay, but we have the in memoriam. I don't know who Thomas Modin was, but rest in peace. I'm guessing this means we're near the end of this of these credits, and trying to think if I didn't miss anything I wanted to say again. Yeah, I suppose it would be a good time to talk about the things I'm going to do next. Obviously, there's the Fire Emblem playthrough, if you're interested in that. Personally, I can't wait to go back to Fire Emblem because I really love that game. I'm playing the Sacred Stones, the 8th in the series. And it's good fun. It's a little annoying because I have to do the voice for every character because it's a GBA game. It doesn't have any voice acting. Whoops. Oh, we have fast scroll. Okay, so, and I suppose once I'm sufficiently advanced in once I've made enough progress in Fire Emblem, I'll go back to the Assassin's Creed series. We are going to play we are going to play Brotherhood next. I hesitated. I felt like maybe it would be worth playing Assassin's Creed Bloodlines first, but I think I'm going to save that for after Brotherhood, and before Revelations, because I suppose if I'm doing only, I can't do 2/3 of the Ezio trilogy. It's going to annoy too many people if I do this. And I'm slowly warming up to the idea that I could actually play the entire series. There are some games I absolutely want to play in the series. I want to play Liberation for sure. I also, well, obviously I really want to play Mirage and Shadows. Origins as well. Origins is really one of my favorites in terms of writing, so I'm absolutely not skipping that one. But the ones I felt like skipping, I'm guessing giving them just another attempt could be interesting. Just replaying those games and recording myself playing those games, having the ability to come back and look at what I've done, how I've played is a very different experience than just playing it on my own time. It's very interesting because it lets me learn a lot of stuff, actually check whether what I'm perceiving to be actually is, and revisiting games is making me appreciate them some more. I also sort of want to start streaming now that I know how VTubing works. So I'll try to get back to you when that becomes a thing. The thing about streaming is that I live in France. Most people people who are just aware of what I do are actually from the United States or Canada. I'm guessing if you're watching this, you're from either of these countries, and that means there's the how do you call this, GMT, time zones to take into account. So I don't know how convenient I can make this. My goal would be to have to have VODs of everything I record, and I'm a little bit more interested in making a game rather than playing one. I have an idea that would be absolutely perfect for Halloween, and well, we'll see. Obviously, I'm not going to do that on Halloween's Eve. It's not really. This would be a terrible idea because everyone is doing something at this point. This day. But I think if I can do that somewhere around late October, early November, it could be interesting. And the project I have in mind would be something with a lot of pixel art. I'm kind of scared about this, actually. I kind of imagine seeing me work for 3 hours straight on the same sprite is maybe not something that might interest most people, because animation takes a lot of time, and 3 hours is a very, very low estimate. That's when I work fast. But if I can get started with some few animations, show you how I get things together and start trying my ideas, I don't know, I think it could be interesting. And a little different from me just rambling about games and complaining about them not having enough stealth or not doing it right. And I suppose that would give you a chance to judge me as a dev rather than me judging devs. So yeah, I think it could be it could be pretty fun, and it could help me get through a new project. So yeah, I guess this could be an interesting thing, and I'm going to try and make it happen. I still need to figure out how this works, how OBS does streaming. I don't think I'll be streaming on YouTube, although I have to see. I have absolutely no idea how doable that is, what the constraints are, how I make sure that that you see all the screens, because I'm so used to using OBS for capturing Let's Plays now. I suppose it works a little differently when you're actually trying to show work being done. And this is still going on. There's really a lot of people that work on this. I'm still pressing the down button, by the way, to make this scroll faster. It's so crazy. But at least it's letting me hear the music. I just really hope the video is not going to be eating up all the remaining gigabytes I have left. Because these have been getting very, very heavy. I tend to have videos in the 5 or 6 gigabytes now. It used to be they were 300 megabytes, so it's quite a change. And also I'm trying to keep rush footage, and I think I'm going to have to stop doing that at one point, because it's not I don't have unlimited storage space. There's only so much you can do, even with a 2 terabytes external drive. That thing is actually almost full. And realistically, I'm not going to use any of the footage I've recorded once the videos are made and they have been for a while. I think my very first playthrough was in 2000. Either in 2021, either in 2022. But that's around the time when I started playing Oblivion, the original one, on Reddit. Okay, I'm running out of storage space, so I'm going to end the episode here, and hope that I don't run out of space. Hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
So Nix, what do you think we should do now?